Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this month's training session. Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Yojee. And over the next few minutes, we'll cover three key aspects of the Yojee platform. So what we'll be covering today is order optimization. So optimizing orders. So optimizing your driver's order runs for efficient task management, and which helps ensure efficiency. Then we'll be looking at manually planning orders, so how to manually sequence tasks for drivers. And finally, we'll also briefly look at broadcast, or how to send available jobs for your drivers to accept. So by the end of the training session, we hope you'll understand how to use order optimization, manual plan, and broadcast functions in Yojee to efficiently manage your delivery tasks. So first, what we'll look at is order optimization. So order optimization automates your route planning, so it assigns tasks efficiently and ensures driver vehicle capacity is considered. And let's walk through how to use it briefly. Before we actually get into using the functionality, it's also important to note that the optimizer takes into consideration many factors when optimizing orders. So things like your driver locations, your vehicle capacity, task timings, service times, and so forth. So a lot of these elements can be adjusted in the manage section of Yojee. So if you navigate into in the top right corner, select manage. You can do things like manage your vehicle types. So that might be changing your carry weight or load or carry units. That might be creating and assigning trucks to drivers. You also may want to look at your driver teams, so creating teams. So building a team that that a group of drivers would belong to, or setting your task service times, which can be done in the company settings. But ultimately, the more information the optimizer has, the better it will be at sequencing your orders. So you can optimize your orders from either your Explore list view, sorry, the Explore view. This is if you want a more visual approach to your order assignment, or you can use the task list view, which has a more of a detailed view of each order. First thing you want to do is you want to filter for the orders that you want to start to assign. So first things first, in the top left-hand corner, you want to make sure that you're looking at your unassigned jobs, because these are the ones you want to move to assigned status. Then you may want to do some further filtering. So using the filter in the top right here, you can add things like zones or hubs. You may look at orders for maybe tomorrow's date or to a specific service type. And to make, if you find yourself using the same filter criteria regularly, you can also save that filter. So once you're happy, say if I wanted to do look at only orders relating to my Melbourne Telemarine hub here, I could add that. And if I regularly need to assign jobs for tomorrow, I can just add my commit date with a time frame of tomorrow. Select Save Filter. Give it a name and select Save. And then that would apply the filter for you. But for today, let me show you. So I'm going to select my one of my previously created filters. So I'm going to look at my standard run for tomorrow. For today. It's already applied the predefined setting, which has my service type as standard here. I can see I've got 36 jobs. I might want to check to make sure there are no issues with the status. So you might have some orders that have missing info. So you might want to go into the order if that's the case and just rectify any missing info before we start assigning. So once you've got your orders displayed, you can either select the orders individually, or you can select all orders. Then on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that your drivers list will appear. So first of all, you have all your drivers. So you can either select multiple drivers, or you can do it one at a time, or you can select a team of drivers. So in this case, I may want to specifically look at my Victorian theme. And I can select all my Victoria team drivers here. When I'm ready, I can select Optimise in the top menu here. Next, it's going to ask me some specific information of how I want to optimize the orders and more to do with the driver location. So my drivers will start at the hub where they'll collect the first set of orders. So they'll be at the Melbourne Telemarine hub here. And my drivers will need to come back to this hub as well. So I'll make sure the end location is the same. I also might want to put in a service time for my orders. So each order, I might give my driver 5 minutes to complete. So I'll put 300 seconds here. And then if there's multiple orders, I might add an extra 30 seconds per additional order, just to give the drivers enough time to unload the orders, or load or unload the orders, essentially. And I can multiply that by the number of items. Then I can select continue. And now this will start looking at all the orders and finding the best route for all the drivers. So what it does is, firstly, gives me quite a colorful map, showing me each of my drivers and what route they're supposed to be taking. I can make that a little bit easier, so I can remove some of the colors here just to make it clearer. So first case, I've got Jackie here, and Jackie will be doing 10 of the first 72 tasks. I can expand here, and I can see the exact journey they'll be taking. So they'll be picking up at our Telemarine location and then dropping off the first order here. So I can inspect this route as I please. And then if there's a change I want to make, if I decide that I want something dropped off for another item, I can easily just drag it to a different location, and that will automatically update the route. I can also see when the planned ETA is. So based on this route, we expect this order to be delivered by this time. If for whatever reason it doesn't think it can deliver the orders within the assigned delivery window, it will present with a exclamation hazard warning, just to show you it will be later. Or if there isn't enough drivers for all the tasks to be completed, it may drop the tasks at the end. And if you do have a drop task, then you simply will need to assign them at a later stage. But if you're happy with each of the drivers and their routes, you can select assign, and then your drivers will then, in their driver app, be assigned each task. So if I look at my, let this go to assigned. If I bring in my driver app here, you can see, there we go. I've got my driver's now got a list of tasks in the order that that the optimizer has suggested I deliver each item. If I go back into my dispatcher, I can see, if I look at my assigned tasks now, I will see all my orders now that I've just assigned. So I can see both which driver each of these tasks have been assigned to. I'll also see ETA for the pickup and the drop-off tasks. And these ETAs will be updated as the driver progresses throughout the day. Now, as I mentioned before, you may have cases where during the optimization process that not all items will be assigned and they will be dropped. And drop means means that the optimizer cannot find a way of assigning these to drivers using the current parameters. So it may be that the vehicles don't have enough capacity. It can't drop items off within the delivery window. You may need to check the dates and the times of your orders that you're assigning because they may have been in the past, and so forth. So it might require you to double check the orders that might have been dropped. You'll know they'll be dropped because if you apply that same filter in this scenario, if I want to look at my standard run, I can see that there's no one assigned. But if I did see any list tasks come up here, I'll know that they've been dropped. If I go to Explore View as well, and if I look at my drivers, I can now see that my driver Cameron here, they have been optimized to their fullest capacity. So I can see by these red bars that they have a full load now. If I press this this I should be able to see my driver on the map and the expected route that we're taking. And I can do that for all my drivers as I please. I can also see when they were last optimized. So this green optimize means that I have run the optimize function on that driver, and so their route should be optimized. However, this driver, Jackie, has not been optimized. And that may mean I need to rerun the optimizer just to make sure that the load has been effectively optimized. So the reason why this one is come up as not optimized is during the optimized process, I changed the sequence of orders, which then would now mean that driver is no longer optimized. All right, so that's looking at the optimizer. Next, we're going to look at the manual plan option. So manual planning is useful for when you need to set a custom job sequence instead of relying on the automatic optimization. So for example, you might have a set route that a driver takes every day, and it has to happen in that specific order. So let me again go clear my filters. I'm going to find my unassigned jobs for today. Specifically, I'm going to look at my milk run. So this is the orders that will have to be run in a specific sequence. As per before, I can either select the individual tasks or select all tasks. I then need to find the driver that will be doing these runs. So in this case, it will be this driver, Shane. I then select on the manual plan option at the top. And then manual plan gives me this list layout where I can see a pickup task, a drop-off task, and then I can manually drag each task into the sequence I want them to happen. So obviously, all the pickup tasks happen at the same time from the same location. And then all the drop-off tasks is the sequence I want them to drop off at. So I might want them to start off in this Coburg location, then go to Brunswick East, and then Faulkner, and then Reservoir. And when I'm happy with, yeah, so I've now sequenced the tasks to the way I prefer. I can either, if I don't like to view it in this list view, I have the option to use rearrange tasks as cards. So I can also, as you can see, got the 4 pickup tasks here and the 4 drop-off tasks here. If I prefer to use a task, I can do it this way as well. But I personally prefer using this list view here. Once I'm happy with the list, I select assign. And then that driver will receive all those tasks, again, in this sequence that I've just assigned to them. So if I look again at my assigned tasks, I'll see them here. So the 4 tasks assigned to Shane. Again, if you're in the manual plan stage and Yojee detects that the order will probably be delivered in, will be delivered outside of the required ETA, it will bring up a little warning icon as well, just to notify you of that. All right, and the next one we're going to look at is our broadcast option. So again, I'm going to filter my orders. So I've got a filter here for all my express orders that happen on the day. And here we go. I've got 4 orders here. So broadcast that you send jobs to a pool of drivers, which allows them to accept based on availability. So for example, if all your orders have been assigned today and the driver's already on their runs, however, I've got a late order that was added to the run, I can, instead of reassigning all my jobs, I can just give the option to my drivers to make the call whether they can accept the order. So it's also important to note that when you broadcast your orders, they are broadcast in a batch. So if I broadcast all my orders at once, the drivers will receive the batch of orders, and they will have to choose to select all those orders. So essentially select all those orders. However, if I want them to be able to accept only one order at a time, I will need to broadcast them individually. So in this case, I will do it individually. So here we go. A first order here. I want my Victorian team of drivers to be able to have the option to select these orders. I select broadcast. If there's any commission, you can define it here at this point. Otherwise, you need to add a timer. So this timer would mean that the length of time that the drivers will have to accept the order. So in this case, I'll give them an hour to select these orders. I can specify which teams I want to receive these orders. So in this case, as I mentioned, it'll be the Victorian team, or I can choose all drivers or a combination of teams. So as I mentioned, it'll be Victoria drivers only. And when I'm ready, I select apply. And then the drivers will see a notification at the bottom of their app. If they click on it, they can then view the broadcast order. They can make the decision whether they want to accept it or not. They can look at they can look at more information. They can look at it on a map just to give them a bit more detail. And if they're ready, they can accept the order, and that will then be added to their list of tasks for the day. And if I refresh my list here, I can see it's in broadcasting mode, but if I refresh it now, it should disappear, and it will be now being the assigned. And then I will just continue this for the rest of my order. So select the order, select broadcast, give it the timer. Select the team and apply. Once these orders have used up their timer, so if they've been broadcast for an hour, after that hour, it will return back as unassigned. So then you can either quick assign it to a specific driver or reassign it as part of another driver's workflow. All right, so that is the summary of using Optimise orders. So looking at your orders, order sequencing, automatic order sequencing and task timing, and based on driver capacity and timings. We looked at manual plan orders, so how we custom sequence orders for defined routes, and how we broadcast orders for self-selection by drivers. So now I'll go through any questions anyone has. So if you do have any questions, please use the Q&A option. I do have a question here already, so I will start with this one. So I've got the first question: is it important to see drivers as being optimized in the driver list? So I believe this person is referring to this driver list and seeing this optimized or not optimized status. So this will really depend on your operation. So if you regularly use the optimizer, then yes, it will be important. However, whenever you throw a job back to a driver, it without using the optimize function, it will show as not optimized. So if you did want to re-optimize someone's work for the day, you can easily filter for that driver. Sorry, if I just look at my assigned order, sorry, filter for the driver. I can select all their tasks and then re-optimize. And then assign. So now, so you see they're currently not optimized, but once this has been completed, they'll now show as optimized. All right, so the next question I've got here is, can I assign additional orders after optimizing? Yes, you can. So if for the reason I have some additional orders, so if I go back to my quick filter here of my Express, I've got 2 orders here that still need to be assigned, and my driver Cameron has the capacity to take these orders. Once again, I can just click on those 2 orders, click on my driver, and select Optimize, and then that will consider all previously assigned tasks plus these 2 new assigned tasks and optimize them all. Or I can just quick assign them, and that would just throw these tasks specifically to this driver. Or the longer route will be to manually plan these tasks into their day. Okay, and the next question I have is, what happens if I need to change the order, change your orders to a different driver? Okay, so I think this one is referring to if you've already assigned orders to a driver and you might have assigned them to the wrong driver. So if I look at my assigned orders here, so I clear away my filters. So I've got these 3 orders for Jackie that are assigned to Jackie, but actually they should have been assigned to a different driver, say Shane. If I just want to directly reassign them to the correct driver, all I need to do is select the drivers. Sorry, select the items, then the driver, and then I can re-optimize or quick assign the items. And they'll be taken away from Jackie and then added to Shane. Alternatively, if there's, let me just refresh this quickly. Alternatively, if you want to unassign the orders from a driver, this can be done by using the report functionality. So if the specific items that you realize that don't need to be assigned now, or you need to think about before you assign them, you find the items, you select report. You can preset your report reasons here, but I'll just say incorrect assignment. And those orders will be dropped from the order from that driver, and they will also appear as reported. So you can reassign them at a later point, or they'll also show you as unassigned as well. All right, well, I think that's covered everything on this call. As mentioned, this will be recorded. Any additional questions, feel free to reach us at support@yojee.com, or please check out our knowledge base at help@yojee.com. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.